In a world of living marvels and delicate ecosystems, some species leave behind more than fossils and facts. They leave behind a story, a warning. And among these vanished voices, none echoes louder than that of the dodo. Once found only on the remote island of Mauritius in the Indian Ocean, the dodo Raphus cucullatus was a flightless bird, about 3 feet tall and weighing up to 15 kilograms. Clumsy by design, and fearless by nature, it would never guess what fate awaited it. How did a bird that never knew a predator become the global symbol for extinction? Mauritius was once a paradise untouched by humans. Here, the dodo thrived. Nesting on the forest floor, feeding on fallen fruits, and living without fear because there was nothing to fear. Without natural predators, the dodo lost its ability to fly. Its wings shrank. Its bones grew dense. It waddled through its peaceful habitat, unaware that danger would one day arrive not with claws or fangs, but with sails and muskets. In the late 1500s, Portuguese sailors first made landfall on Mauritius. Soon after, the Dutch followed. What they found was a lush island teeming with strange life. But it was the dodo, a bird unlike any they had ever seen, that captured their curiosity and sealed its fate. With no fear of humans, the dodo would walk straight up to sailors. It was easy prey. Hungry crews, desperate for fresh meat, hunted the bird relentlessly. But that was only the beginning. Along with humans came rats, pigs, monkeys, and dogs, uninvited invaders. These creatures raided dodo nests, devouring eggs and chicks. The bird's low reproductive rate made it impossible to keep up. In just a few decades, the dodo's numbers plummeted. The once abundant bird disappeared into myth and memory. By 1681, less than a century after humans arrived, the dodo was gone. Extinct. No one knows exactly what the final dodo saw, or whether it knew it was the last of its kind. Its story was over before science had a chance to study it properly. Though the dodo vanished from the forests of Mauritius, it found a second life, in legend. For years, the bird was thought to be a myth and exaggeration by sailors spinning tales. Artists drew it from memory. Writers like Lewis Carroll immortalized it in fiction. But no one truly understood what the dodo was, or what had been lost. In the 19th century, bones began to emerge, first from swamps, then from excavations. Bit by bit, science began to piece together the puzzle. The dodo was real. A giant pigeon relative. Flightless, curious, and perfectly adapted to its predator-free island life until humans rewrote the rules. Today, the dodo stands as a global symbol not just of extinction, but of warning. It reminds us how quickly paradise can become a graveyard, how easily nature's balance can be broken. Once mocked as foolish, the dodo now teaches us. Through its story, new generations are inspired to protect what remains. Conservation efforts around the world and islands, in forests, and beneath oceans echo with the lesson of the dodo's extinction. Though it will never fly again, the dodo still moves us. In a world where species vanish at alarming rates, the dodo's fate remains one of the most iconic. But today, some ask, can extinction be reversed? In cutting-edge laboratories, the question no longer sounds like science fiction. With the rise of genetic engineering and ancient DNA extraction, scientists now explore the realm of de-extinction. The dodo's closest living relative, the Nicobar pigeon, may hold genetic clues. In theory, by editing its genome with ancient dodo DNA, a similar bird could be brought back. Not a perfect replica, but something close. But just because we can, does that mean we should? Could a lab-bred dodo survive in a world that's changed beyond recognition? What forests would shelter it? What fruits would it feed on? What predators would now roam its once safe island? De-extinction raises questions far greater than science. Questions of responsibility, of justice, of purpose. Perhaps the real legacy of the dodo is not in reviving it, but in ensuring no other species follows its path. In protecting the vulnerable. In restoring habitats. In reminding ourselves that extinction is not just about biology, it's about choice. And in that sense, the dodo lives on not just in bone or story, but in the beating heart of conservation. In the lush, forgotten forests of Mauritius, the dodo once walked unafraid, unchallenged, and unaware that it would become a symbol of human folly. A bird that never knew fear, because it never had to. Until fear came ashore in the form of man. The dodo's extinction was swift. In less than a century of discovery, it disappeared erased not by natural disaster, but by carelessness, by appetite, by assumption. But the dodo is not just a relic. It is a mirror reflecting our power to change the course of life and death. Today, as habitats shrink and species vanish, the ghost of the dodo walks with us. It speaks, not in sound but in silence. It reminds us of what's at stake and what must be done. If the dodo teaches us anything, it's that extinction is final. But awareness is powerful, and action can save lives. Let its memory not be one of loss, but of warning, of purpose, of hope. The dodo is gone, but for the millions of species still with us, the story is not over. And for that we still have a chance.